what I was really concerned about is that we put in SEL right into our strategic plan that a dump truck could drive through. There's no scope to what it is. And then it was taken verbatim right out of the CASEL.org website. If you're not familiar with CASEL, it's the Collaborative Academic Social Emotional Learning. So you start peeling the onion now on this. CASEL has a wheel, with all this bullet points that are in our strategic plan. So it was taken right off their website, written verbatim. And you can see this at CASEL.org, CASEL.org. Now, there's some good things about social emotional learning, and there's some bad things. But if we take the CASEL flavor, what is it really going to look like? And one of the concerns that I have about CASEL is that they've morphed into, over the years, looking at things through a lens of equity. And what I mean by that lens of equity is a worldview. It's almost a theological statement. And when they say equity, they don't think of the same equity as our school district does. When they say social justice, what does that mean? It means something different for them versus us. Now, I don't think ISD 728 has drifted down that path, but we have to put a firewall up to ensure that we never go towards the CRT route, the critical race theory, where you're teaching about oppressive classes, oppressive groups. And if you go back and peel the onion on CASEL, one of their plenaries in 2019, the keynote speaker says, building a culture of equity through SEL. And it says SEL can help adults and students have courageous conversations about race, privilege, and the power dynamics that have dispossessed minorities for centuries. Now, when you think about that, you build up a culture of students that'll say, I'm the oppressor and you're the oppressed. And that's not what we need in our classrooms. And how to prevent that from morphing down that road, because our state legislature right now in St. Paul is moving there quickly under the guise of ethnic studies, but it's just CRT. They're playing a tautological game using ethnic studies versus calling it CRT. So basically it's the same thing. And if you look at it, they're morphing into transformational SEL, which offers a means for addressing social justice and underlying cultural and political structures that have long promoted inequities. And if you head down that road, where's that going to morph into? Is it going to help the children, or is it going to create more division in our culture? And right now, we're in a very divisive state, and we need to focus on the core competencies of education. Reading, writing, arithmetic. I love the art projects that they did. I don't have that ability, but I was jealous. I looked at some of those, and the kindergartners would do a whole lot better than I. And so I've done a lot of research, and you can pull this right off their websites. I mean, they got talks on the CASEL website, SEL, as a lever for equity and social justice. Is that really what we want to be doing in ISD 728? And probably not. I don't think overall the staff or the administration believes in that. However, when it's left in a strategic plan to be wide open, there's no stops in there, because it can be interpreted either way. Because I could say, well, all they're trying to do is help my kids. Another person says, no, we got to teach, which is basically cultural Marxism. And we could define that. You create a different set of oppressive groups and that. And even if we get into this into detail, there's a lot of things. I mean, I could bring up I got all kinds of information on that. That's what I did last week, did a deep dive on SEL. So I'm ready to talk about. There's good things from a mental health perspective that we need to embrace and help our kids with, but let's leave out the ethnic studies CRT.